I'm about to put the electrical system in my van, and I figured I'd take the opportunity to show a couple of options that come when you want to uh, have electrical in the van.
Option one is an off the shelf all in one, like the Gold Zero or the Blue Yeti. It's limited and pricey, but it's easy, portable, and it works. It comes like with an inverter, a couple of outlets, and you can have a USB ports. You just plug in stuff and it works. You can charge it and use it at home when you're not traveling. As a light traveler, you should be pretty much all set. But if you need more stuff like powering a fridge, you can get a cigarette plug splitter like this one, and you just plug it in. It gives you three more outlets and a couple of USB plugs as well. You just plug stuff into it, and the cool thing about that, it's a simple solution. A lot more adapters and splitters like this Anderson power pole splitter and adapters are available to hook up more traditional stuff. Option 2, the battery box. It's a bit more flexible yet relatively simple. It's cheaper and yet you can customize it for more flexibility like this one. You get out of the box SP50 terminals and ring terminals. You can also buy a lot of pre-made cables. All I had to do is put a battery in the box and connect to the battery terminals. You get out of the box cigarette outlets, USB plugs, a voltage monitor, and Anderson plugs. For max flexibility, I like to add a distribution block like this one, where you just hook it up to one of the SP50 connectors and gives you 8 power pole plugs and individual switches that you connect to up to 8 devices or panels, like this light where I added crimp connectors. You just turn on the switch and it works. You can have up to 8 panels and it gives you max flexibility. As long as you don't go over 45 amps, should handle all your 12-volt appliances. To avoid loss, I mainly use 12-volt DC, but 410 to 20 volt, you need an inverter like this 700-watt Renogy. All you do is plug it in and it can power any AC device. Keep in mind, a lot of electronics like phones or laptops do better when plugged in straight in 12-volt DC. Next, you'll need to hook up solar panels through a charge controller. For that, I like to use MC4 connectors. The challenge with this battery box is that it only had two SP50 connectors. You can either use a splitter or connect to ring terminals. You'll need to crimp a few connectors. Make sure you add fuses as needed. You can get most cables pre-made. Make sure they're the right size. To get plugs in the van, I just used extension cords. My tip is keep things as simple as possible. I ended up with a custom setup, a 100 amp hour battery screwed to the floor, a main distribution panel with four 50 amp auto reset fuses, 240-watt solar panels and a 20-amp charge controller. To avoid electricity loss, I use as few AC devices as possible. My 700-watt inverter stays mostly off. For easier maintenance, my panels are 50 amp max each. One panel goes to the left, another to the right. The main panel has a voltage monitor, a couple of 12 outlets, a USB quick charge, a couple of switches. To make things easier, all plugs inside are power pole connectors. 4 power pole plug controlled by switches. I also have a relay circuit with remote to 4 power pole plugs. The cool thing is I can control everything from the remote, including the lights from the outside. To be honest, that's a lot of moving parts I rarely use, but it's fun. I just turn them on and off. Throughout the van, I have multiple modules like this one with 2 cigarette lighters. Another module that I built has 4 power pole, a cigarette lighter, and ring connectors so that I can connect anything I want. This setup worked for me. I hope it clarifies things. I am not an expert and learned many ways not to do things. My main advice is don't complicate things. It was a fun project. I learned a lot. Do your research. In retrospect, I didn't need half of this stuff. Travel, explore, more importantly, have fun. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your endeavors.